though they die, yet shall they live. Now hear John 3:16 this way, and this is the whole shebang, so if you're taking notes, this is your time. In this way, God loved the whole of creation, the good, the bad, and the ugly, so much that God gave God's unique, one-of-a-kind Son, so that whoever entrusts their life to Jesus, though they die, yet shall they live forever. That's good news. That's how much God loves you. Years ago, when I was touring with a musical group, we used to go over to a place in Buckhead. It was called CJ's Landing, and they had a sound engineer there. His name was Fran Mann, and Fran was the man. Incredible sound engineer, and he loved us, and we loved him, and we had great conversations, and he and I would often discuss theology right there in the middle of that establishment, which was not Christian, by the way, but we would discuss theology. And so one day I quoted John 3:16 to Fran, and this was before I went to seminary, y'all, so come on, it was early in my journey. And I quoted John 3:16 to Fran. He said, "That's great. What does John 3:17 say?" Well, you know. You know what it says. Yeah. He said, "Yeah, I know what it says. For God sent the Son into the world not to condemn the world, but the world through Him might be saved." To truly get the good news that John is giving us here, we need to hold John 3:16 and John 3:17 together. Hear this, John 3:16 and 3:17 together this way. In this way, God loved the whole of creation, the good, the bad, and the ugly, so much that God gave God's unique, one-of-a-kind Son, so that whoever entrusts their life to Jesus, though they die, yet shall they live. Furthermore, God loves the whole of creation so much that God's unique, one-of-a-kind Son was sent out of love so that the whole of creation, the good and the hostile, might be saved. That is great good news. And I hope from these two verses you see the depths of God's great love. And this brings us back to our sermon big idea today. That God loves you more than you can imagine. You know, we would do well to include John 3:16 and John 3:17 in our 220-page limit of information that we process every day. Y'all, we have enough negativity, we have enough violence, we have enough bombings, we have enough war, we have enough differing opinions, we have enough bad news that is constantly flying in our face. Maybe we need to be reminded of God's great love for us, and God's great love for all of creation, and God's great love for all people. For this is good news, and it should shape our lives, it should shape our interactions, it should shape our politics, it should shape our very world. So hear this good news one more time, that God loves you more than you can imagine. As we turn our attention and worship to the Lord's table, let's be reminded through simple elements of bread and wine.